Welcome to Solomon Guitar Works Studios, and today at OGW we're going to be taking a look at an Epiphone Flying V.
So what we have here is a Flying V. This is the Epiphone Flying V. Now I've done a bit of research, and what I could find online, the specs for this one with the specific knobs and switches match up to a few I found online which are called Flying V 67 limited editions. Now what we have here is we have a stoptail bridge, which is just like a tuner, and this was something I picked up myself online because the one that was on it was quite pitted and quite rusted. It's your standard. I tend to overwrap my strings whenever I'm using bridges like this. The pickups, I replaced the bridge pickup with a Wilkinson high output, and I modified it the same as I did on the one that I put on my Godin. It's just a small mod to make it a little bit hotter and a little bit more aggressive. The neck pickup is the same as it was factory. It wasn't bad. I gave it a clean up. It's a bit dusty right now. It needs a bit of a clean. It's got quite an unusual scratch plate on it with a bigger heel at the bottom. They're not as common online. For what I've known from my research, it is a Samick factory made 2002 Flying V, Korean one obviously, and its features are quite interesting. Is you've got the jack down here at the bottom, you've got the tone, and you've got your switch, toggle switch, and then you've got the volume. Whereas I'm used to seeing some of the ones with the four together, this one is the sort of straight in line. I actually quite like the sort of aesthetic of that more. An issue I had finding details about this guitar was the body material. Most of them say they were alder, but I've heard a few other things said about the body material. But for what I'm certain of is the fretboard is rosewood, and I'm imagining the neck is whatever material the body is, so possibly alder as well. It's got the kind of Bell Gibson truss rod guard there, standard Epiphone pearlized inlay, and the machine heads, which we'll have a proper look at in a second, are just sort of bog standard Epiphone ones from that period. There's the machine heads we spoke about. It is an SO2 model. There's a tiny bit of damage on the back of the headstock there, but nothing I can't touch up. And yeah, I love the whole gloss black finish on the back, and there's my camera. And yeah, it's a completely uniform back. No need for cavities because of the scratch plate. Yeah, and this one modified, actually interestingly, had been modified before I got it, and I just had to sort of refix it to be given strap buttons on both ends. I'm not sure if that's something someone wanted for an option of how to wear the strap, or this may have been converted, or may be something that they were going to convert at some point. But yeah, it's all set up and seems to be fine as a right hand. I doubt this was a left hand, but yeah, very interesting that they would do that. Let's go over and listen to some sounds from this Epiphone Flying V.
So we have a bit of a more guitar friendly angle. I'm a little off to the side. I might adjust that in a minute, but yeah, we can see here I've got the Epiphone Flying V. We just saw about the specs, talking about it. This Wilkinson pickup right here is pretty cool. It's something I do myself when I need a new bridge pickup for something that's just a general heavy guitar. I haven't put any other thought into the pickup system in this, so for now that's just going to stay as it is. And yeah, it's a really comfortable, interesting guitar to play. Let's mess around with it in distortion and clean. We'll try the toggle switch positions and the tone, and the volume. We'll just do a volume job, and we'll see if we can get some interesting sounds out of it. So here we have the Epiphone Flying V. Now this is going to be a sort of different test because I don't have as much to play with this guitar, because I'll explain is I modified this guitar with the new bridge pickup, and what I did was I left the neck pickup in, but I've kind of blanked it in a way by dropping the pickup out and also dewiring it to make it kind of a kill switch. So I'll give you an example. I've just got a standard distortion channel. So this is the bridge setting. This is the middle setting. And this is the neck setting. Silence. So there you go. I don't have the neck setting engaged, so that's something that kind of changes the guitar. And in spirit, this is not really a gear overview. This is more of just a check this guitar out. It's really cool. I've kind of done some cool mods to it, and yeah, just so we have a clean channel set up. So in drop C at the moment. So yeah, it's kind of an odd one, this one, because I can't really call it a gear overview, as I said, because I've modified this guitar quite heavily. So this is kind of just a more check out this cool guitar sort of thing, kind of like I would have done with my 7-string if I hadn't have got hold of a stock RG7321. I may still do that to give you an idea of some of the things I've done to modify my RG7321. That could maybe be our next video, or we'll see, possibly another playthrough. We shall see where we go with it. So back to our clean channel. What we've got is bridge pickup engaged and the tone rolled all the way up, and we have quite a demo, standard stuff, and we'll roll the tone off. You kind of lose some of the meat. See what I mean? Like, so you get thins out. But that seems to only be in the clean channel that it thins out. It kind of bulks up and beefs up in distortion channels and makes it more of a fuzz tone. Middle position is similar because of my modifications. So rolling the tone back off that one. Twangier. Yeah, nothing too crazy to talk about, but it's more of the power of this guitar comes from the bridge. We're in my favourite territory, which is the more distorted tones. We're in the bridge position and we've got the tone cranked up, so yeah, pretty cool sound. Roll the tone and chokes your harmonics down a lot there. Very, very fuzzy, very, very cool. Middle position with the tone rolled up. Similar, there's a slight difference because you're sort of dropping out a little bit at the bottom end of the humbucker, so but you roll that tone. So it's a very similar thing for both the bridge and the middle settings, and obviously our kill position on the neck. Right, back to our less guitar friendly position of the camera there. I'm still a little bit over to the side, maybe I can lean, this is fine. And yeah, that's a bit of a shorter demo today, a bit more of an informal one. I'm not going too crazy with the specs and things like that. I gave you kind of a run over the guitar as we spoke about what I'd done to it and what it featured. I still am a little stuck on some of the details of this guitar. I can't definitively say it is a 67, but my research has led me to see it on a few guitar auction sites and on Reverb. There's been a few Olympic white versions with the exact same scratch plate, the exact same configurations of the tone, volume and switches. So it leads me to believe it possibly is a 67. It's definitely a Samick, it's definitely a 2002 Korean model. The thing that's really tricky with this overview, I wouldn't say is an overview. Like I said, this is kind of just like a pretty cool guitar kind of thing where I can just play you what I've done with the guitar. It's those mods that I've done to it make it limited. I only really have two positions for the pickups and only really have one tone to play with, which is just what we want really. I mean, the volume, I was going to play with that, but it's a volume. It does what it's supposed to do. Ultimately, I love this guitar. It's fun. It's really customized for me. You won't find another model out there that does what this one does, so I couldn't tell you, yeah, go check this guitar out, because it's not the same at all. But in this, maybe this is the first in a series of check out this cool thing that I've got or done. Maybe we could do that in the future, or I don't know, but this is that first episode if it is. And thanks for watching, guys, and check out some more of our videos on the page if you're on here and looking at them. We've got a whole list of gear overviews, a couple of playthrough videos on there, a couple of gear recommendations, me talking about some of my dream guitars and dream amps. There's a lot of things for you to look for and see if there's something that you like. And hit that notification bell, subscribe, like the videos, share them, show your friends, show your family, show your enemies. We want to get ourselves out there a bit more so I can keep putting more content out. And most of all, take it easy and take care.